Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the future. Hey, it's Anthony from Game Rant here. Gonna be taking a look at Trials Fusion. New game, playing it on the Xbox One. It's from Red Links, the guys you know and love, been making the Trials games since 2000. Published by Ubisoft. So as you can see, there's kind of like a futuristic aesthetic to the game. We'll explore that a little bit more. I've actually completed most of the game, so the review should be following this post, so make sure you read that as well to get my final full thoughts on the game. But I'll kind of give you some impressions and walk you through what's new. So as you can see, here is your main menu. Tournaments are not available yet, so I can't really say what those are. I imagine they might incorporate online multiplayer, but right now all there is local multiplayer on these 6 tracks. And then there's also the customization or the track editor that you saw in the in Trials Evolution, and I think in some of the prior trials. You can make all kinds of stuff. Look at this. Ooh, look at it all pop in. You can put all kinds of stuff there. We're not gonna mess with that because I honestly am not that creative. So that would just be boring. One more thing to cover before we get into tracks and new stuff. As you see in the top right corner, you're in the medals, you earn money, and money goes towards buying new things for your garage. So you have a rider and you have bikes. I've actually unlocked all the bikes. As you progress, you unlock them. None of them you have to pay for or do anything too special. So these bikes, they all offer like a different sort of flavor. Some are a little bit more balanced, and one of them is actually geared specifically to the new trick system called FMX that we will also get into. Just want to show you one more thing. The rider customizations. You got a bunch of rider options here, and within there's well, actually that was a bad example. There's 3 tiers of new sets of helmets, armor, I get tops, bottoms, I didn't want to say it, but tops and bottoms, and those all cost money. The money you earn as you complete tracks. Gold medal gets you more money than a silver medal, so on and so forth, and you can mix and match it all. So as you can see, I'm rocking some different stuff. I'm not using one complete outfit. And then you actually I should say you unlock, as you can see, the items based on your level, and then you can buy them. So that's pretty much how that works. But let's play some. Nope, I didn't mean to click bikes. But let's play some trials, because trials is all about playing trials. So you have a full suite of 8 groups. Some of these are super hard, and don't judge me, but early on it's actually pretty approachable. I think the game as a whole is actually surprisingly approachable, and that gold medals are easier to get than they were in prior games. You can actually, some of the later tracks, you can fall a ton of times, and still, if you complete it within the certain time, time frame, the time window. As you can see, the required for this is that's the platinum medal, but like the requirements for gold are actually much more accessible or attainable as they were than they were in the past. So let's just jump into a track. So one of the things you'll notice first off, I'm gonna go with a Pit Viper, is that this game looks much better than any of the Trials games. Playing on the Xbox One, next gen visuals are a go. There's some pop in, there's some weird kind of visual things, but I think the game is much crisper than it's ever been. Still colorful, still, every track has its own personality. Everything still feels innately Trials, but also looks better. One of the main things is the lighting. The lighting is great. There's actually a couple tracks that do some clever things with lighting, shadows. Man, this is gonna be hard to play and talk, so forgive me. I'm gonna probably be terrible. Like I said, I did complete the game, so I'm not a complete rube. But yeah, Trials. So this is, in case you were concerned that they had fundamentally altered the makeup of Trials. They have not. This is still get from point A to point B, don't fall over. If you do happen to fall over, you can hit the B button and restart. You can actually let's go after that platinum. Let's do this one more time. So yeah, one of the things is that's been like kind of essential for Trials as of late is retrying and faulting. So if you start the track and you muck it up, you can hit B and you can restart from the checkpoint, the green marker, or you can hit in this case it's the double window button. I don't know what it's not the options, whatever. It's a button on the Xbox One controller. You can hit that and just start completely over. So Trials is Trials. I will talk to you a little bit more about one of the cooler features for Trials Fusion, the trick system, in just a second, but something that's still focused on the let's not do that. Let's not go after this platinum because I don't want to bore you. One of the cool things that's new this time around are the challenges. So for every track, there's going to be a set of 3 challenges to complete. Some you can complete in the same run. Some require you're focused on one thing. A lot of them are actually geared towards finding secrets. So Trials still has all the secrets, all the squirrels. Wrong button. Wait, is it? Oh wait, okay, so this is a skill game. I don't know why I chose skill games. So skill games, they're still in there. That one, for example, was just driving, getting as far as you can without falling and not leaning, which is tough. Tough. Let's move on to the Arctic Open. Let's look at, sure. So I'm trying to cover a lot of stuff in a short amount of time, so bear with me, because there's a lot of slight riffs on things. There's a lot of like tiny new things to cover. So these challenges that you see, so there's one to complete at least 4 flips from a single jump, perform a 0 fault run with the rabbit, and then complete a 0 fault run without touching any pipes. So stuff to be like real specific, like the really hard stuff. The touching any pipes with your front wheel is going to be tough. You'll see the pipes. But a lot of it does say 0 fault run and do other stuff. Some of it's just trick based, which we'll see how to do tricks later. You actually unlock tricks, I think, after like the 3rd or 4th track group. So you have to go back and you'd have to do this. Let's just look at this track just for funsies.
Our last major industrial accident was 14 minutes.
So the challenges, what they do is, in addition to giving you a reason to replay the tracks beyond getting a better medal, they give you experience, which goes towards increasing your level, which unlocks new riders or new rider outfits. So all that good stuff is in Trials. All the stuff that you would expect from a primed, finished product. Lots of mayhem going on. Still true of Trials. Everything is changing. I think it's something that Trials Evolution got so right was putting a lot of chaos but still keeping your focus on the character. It does that here in a lot of smart ways, some cool ways. I think it's actually pretty great. And let's look at tricks now. So it's called FMX, and essentially what you're doing with these tricks is you are controlling, while you're in the air, you're controlling your rider. So you're kind of moving him ragdoll style, and then he'll sort of lock into tricks. So if, for example, you're pushing backwards on the right stick, like I'm going to be, he'll Superman grab, and then when you let go, they kind of will auto lock, not auto lock, but they'll return to the right position. You don't have to completely you know, do that. You don't have to position your you don't have to position your that's gonna be bad. You don't have to position yourself back onto the bike immediately. You do have to still set up to land correctly, but they will return to the correct upright position, if you will. Let's do that again. So, yeah, as you can see, you can incorporate flips and modify things. So this is the Proud Hero. That's a pretty basic trick, but you can do crazy things upside down, and they'll kind of lock in. He locks into that. He locked into that underdog position. So there's certain kind of so you swing your legs and then you get up like this. So you're kind of ragdolling your guy, and then there's specific tricks based on the position of your rider. And all this is it earns you points, and the multiplier goes up on the right side if you kind of string the right tricks together. Yeah, that wasn't gonna be good. And you're going for a high score, but these FMX tricks, or this FMX system, it's totally opt-in. There's only one FMX track per track grouping, so you don't have to do them at all. You do have to do them if you want to, you know, complete the game, or you want to get to the end of the pseudo story. There is a story going on here, so if you want to do that, you do have to do some of them, unless you're, you know, unless you can get platinum, I guess, on like every track, but that seems crazy. But it's actually a cool addition. I think it incorporates tricks in a way that it feels very innately Trials. It's not instituted in such a way that you're just hitting a button. You're actually trying to make these tricks happen, and I think that's really cool. But you're still in these tracks. You are still... Here we go. Here's the cool one. So this is one that plays with light that I like a lot. But as I was saying, you know, what you're trying to do is get from point A to point B, and then it adds another level. If you want it, you can do tricks, but you don't have to do tricks. You're not required to do tricks. All this stuff that you might think, or, you know, when they introduce tricks, you might have thought, well, now this is going to make it even more difficult. It's not. It's totally extraneous. It's just something, not extraneous, that's a bad word. I don't know why I use that word, but, you know, it's totally optional. You don't have to do it. And you can still enjoy Trials as is. And then if you, so this is probably one of my favorite tracks that I've seen.
Don't mind George. He's an 8-bit mind in a terabyte world.
Yeah. Also, this robot lady talking, she kind of factors into the story a little bit. Oh, that was bad. That was bad. So what you're going for still is just not falling, and that's still Trials. It's just better looking Trials, and then there's more stuff to do, more encouraging factors, or more reasons to replay the same track beyond just getting a better score, doing a zero fault run. There's these challenges, and so those people that do love to go back and forth, they will be pleasantly surprised with everything that's been added in. But it's still at the end of the day, it's still Trials. Better looking Trials, more challenges and stuff, but you're still doing Trials. I think the physics and the mechanics have been a little fine-tuned, which is nice. But you're still playing Trials, so you know, if you were hoping for, or if you're thinking that things are going to change, you're in luck. Or if you were, you know, hoping and you've kind of been soured on the franchise, this is still a pretty challenging game as well. Some of these you see I can't even complete to save my life. Here's one that I got silver on, so let's try it out. Yeah, the game is still tough. This is not a game where you're gonna breeze through it. I have already encountered some parts where it's just like, this isn't happening unless I'm in the right mindset, and no amount of restarting is going to change anything for me.
What's it like to wake up each day? Are you still the same
This is
person
bad.
that went to sleep?
Yeah.
Wow!
So some of the, some of the tools that might have got you a little further in the earlier tracks, oh God, that was terrible, are not going to be as helpful in the later stuff. You need to kind of learn not to hold the throttle down. Because in most cases, jacking, just jacking. Holding down the throttle isn't gonna get the job done.
Temperature in the desert today.
Ooh. Kind of need to. Bunny hops are helpful. Oh man, here we go. There's a Let's Watch Anthony Struggle section. Oh, thank you. Yeah, so. Oh, jeez. Early on, you could just kind of throttle your way through everything, but that is not true later on. You have to kind of learn the tracks and learn to love them. So, if you couldn't tell already, I am not a Trials master. But I think that's what's pretty great about this game is when you hit a... Well, I don't know why I did that jump. I thought that was the end. When you hit a particularly tough spot, there we go. Woo! When you hit a particularly tough spot, you can beat your head out against it, but once you eventually get there, it's so satisfying. I think that's one of the best things about Trials is getting over that hump is satisfying and also terrifying because you get to this point where you're like, yes, I did it, and then you know that it's not the end, and you see what's ahead for you. So you see, I got the silver medal. I had 6 faults. Could have got the gold medal with just 5 faults. I did it in enough time. So all really easily attainable, or not easily attainable, but more attainable goals than in past games. The perfect run is not essential any longer. Let's do another FMX for funsies. Anyway, I do enjoy playing Trials. I think Trials is such a unique beast that it's so much fun to get to play this game once a year. That even something that might not fundamentally change, the game is still great fun to play. And I do think the trick system is... Oh, what? Oh, boy. I do think the trick system is a lot of fun to play around with. It gives you a lot of neat Trials-esque goofy things to do. I don't know, I really enjoy it. Ooh, Let's try and do I really do like the tricks. The tricks are fun. I like the game overall. It's tough but fair, and I don't know. You kind of established or zeroed in on the formula, and I think Trials Fusion is that perfected. So if you were looking for just more of what you enjoyed about Trials Evolution, totally play this game. It looks great on Xbox One. It's got a lot of personality in the tracks, and it's only $40 on Xbox One, as far as I understand. Okay. So these ones, this is what you unlock after you quote-unquote beat the game. So you get these tough. Let's try one. I've actually tried all of them, but you're just gonna. We'll pretend that I haven't. This is the one you gotta use. So there are just some skills that I'm not perfect on, and it's a struggle. So I won't make you suffer through. There were some tracks early on in this, or not early on, but later on in this game where I was full on restarting 100+ times. Oh. So I gotta get the back tire going. Oh. Go! Oh man. That seemed to be the right way to do it. Oh. Well, cool design to this early part of this map. This is kind of true of all these expert ones. I hit like something that I just can't do, and it's embarrassing, and I deserve to be called a filthy casual for it. Oi! But the rest of the game is just so much fun that. Nope. Nope. That's not it. That's not it. That's not it. That's not it. Well, I told you were gonna be watching me fail a bunch. Oh! Oh, that seemed like it was gonna be it. Man! Yeah. We'll get to 40 retries. Then we'll stop. We'll end this video on the most sourest of notes while Anthony embarrasses himself. Oh, okay. Anyway, that is Trials Fusion. It's available today, as you're watching this video, on everything but PC. I think PC is a week later, or I guess 8 days later, on the 24th is what I've heard. Don't quote me on that though, but it's available now for Xbox One for sure, and PS4, and Xbox 360. Not quite sure about PS3 either, but I played it on the Xbox One. Highly recommend that version. It's a lot of fun. It's more Trials, excellent Trials, cool tricks, a lot of stuff, and it'll only get better with track editors and track creation tools. All that great stuff that you love about Trials is only going to make the game more and more substantial. Nothing there yet, but and these tournaments. Who knows what these tournaments are about? So we still got that to look forward to. Anyway. Make sure to stick tuned to Game Rant for all these excellent videos that I put together, if I do say so myself. And please read my review. It sums up my thoughts a little more succinctly. And always read Game Rant for anything you want to know about video games. And that's going to conclude our time with Trials Fusion, though. I've been Anthony from Game Rant. Catch you guys later. Bye-bye.